Welcome back to Paradise After Dark, the unofficial Bachelor in Paradise after show, coming to you live after the show. Hey, Jackie.
Hi, Stephanie. Famously, yes, that is what an after show is. You watch it after the show, in case you guys
Yes.
didn't know.
How did everyone like episode 9? Is that what we're up to
Is
now?
it nine
I've
or
lost
eight?
count.
I
No, it's
feel
9.
like it was eight. Oh, no, but okay. This is why I thought it was eight because we did audio last time. But so, like, in our brains and in our Dropbox, it's episode eight. But, like,
No, it's,
you know
yeah,
what I
this
mean? But
one
the
is
actual
9.
episode of Paradise is nine. Yeah, you're right. I would say my overall logline thesis is this show still doesn't know what it wants to be. Like we have the beginning
1000%.
of the episode with Hannah Brown pulling everyone to actually talk about engagements. The audacity to bring this back around full circle and actually
Yeah,
introduce the
right?
game show aspect and like, no, but guys, also it's about love. Who's getting engaged?
Remember?
Like we haven't talked about engagements in weeks, and then they have the audacity to bring that back around. And then, like, we have the challenge that, okay, that tests the couples, but then we have the later dagger challenge that just feels like Survivor-esque. We're trying to stir the pot. None of that really had anything to do with like being a compatible couple. So I'm
Yeah.
just still confused with
Yes,
what
I
we're
think we're
watching.
all quite confused, and we'll get to everything. So if you're new here,
Yeah.
hi, welcome. Sit down, get yourself comfortable. We're going to recap everything episode 9 has to offer. But first, I think we need to go into the creep corner because there is there's some things that have happened since last week that I think we need to address.
Hmm.
Mostly Allyshia on the Viall Files. What I thought was weird is like everyone, the reason why I tuned in, one, it's my job. Two, everyone was
Sure.
like, "Oh, she spilled so much tea. You have to listen. Oh my God, listen to what she said." I listened, and I was like,
Hmm.
I mean, I can also say that Justin Timberlake took a crap on the moon, but it doesn't mean it's true. And I just feel like she said a lot of things that may be true. Not saying they're false, but the lack of follow-up questions from Nick and Natalie was really disappointing from an interviewer perspective. Like they
Yeah.
just took everything she said as fact. And again, not saying she's making it up, but like no one was wondering how like everything she said came to be. And if you don't know, she basically, the log line of that is that Kat Izzo had a boyfriend throughout the entire duration of filming Bachelor in Paradise. And she was messaging him via her snuck in iPad. Again, not sure how that's possible. And also was possibly writing messages on her arm so that if the camera guy caught it, the guy watching at home would see the secret subliminal messages.
That part is ridiculous to me because it's like it's not like they're on a live show. So she's
Right.
gonna send him subliminal messages and be like, "Babe, you can see this in
In like
nine
six
months when the
months.
show airs." I just kind of took this whole thing on the Viall Files to be like drama propaganda from the show because I like you're right. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Allyshia, she's dropping bombs. Oh my God!" And
Well,
even
they said Allyshia probably, but
well,
whatever.
sure. They don't know her real name is as written, Ali Shaya.
Yes.
But even on the Viall Files, I feel like they were trying to really brand this as like, wow, this tell-all moment. Wow, wow, wow. And what was the bomb per se that Kat might have been talking to someone before going on the show? Like,
Well,
as
that's
they
what I
all
think is what
probably
it
are as
probably,
attractive humans. Like, I don't
right.
really see how that's like it's not a great look, but I don't see how that's like huge tea. And I think the lack of follow-up questions from Nick and Natalie just feed into that like this isn't really huge tea. And they were told by the show to have Ali Shaya on so that she can talk about how crazy the finale is going to be because no one's watching. It does feel a little like grasping at straws, in my opinion. I don't think this is some huge bombshell. Like we've seen way worse. Like, can I introduce you to that day reality Steve said that Hannah Brown picks Jed instead of Tyler Cameron?
Oh, I thought you
Shocks
were going to
heard around the
say
world.
Victoria Fuller, Greg Rippo,
Oh,
Johnny.
also another great example. Like there's
Right.
so many other examples of more groundbreaking drama outside the show that this is a little meh for me.
Can I point out one thing that I think is pretty telling? So
Okay.
she said that apparently Kat's alleged boyfriend from back home is friends with Sean. And
Okay.
Ali Shaya says on the Viall Files that when Sean called him when he got home, he said, "You're never gonna believe who betrayed me." Now, what I think, if that was your girlfriend, wouldn't the question be, you're never going to believe who's in a full-blown relationship? Like,
Yeah.
right? And so to me, what I think the reality of the story is that Kat was probably hanging out with this guy prior
Yeah.
to going on the show. He's like, yeah, go on the show, whatever. Like, this wasn't her boyfriend. That's how I'm taking it. Because if I was calling the boyfriend after the show, I'd be like, dude, your girl's in a full-blown relationship.
Right.
That's the big takeaway here, not
And
that
don't
she
they
betrayed
all
you.
know each other from like Tampa? Like Allyshia and Sean, I guess, live in Tampa, and Kat is from Tampa, but Kat lives now in San Diego. So this just is very much giving like guy from her past who maybe she used to talk to, maybe is still talking to, but I don't really see how that's plausible that they were in a full blown relationship if she was living in San Diego.
Yeah, and to me, it just doesn't make sense that she's dropping something like that, and Nick and Natalie are not saying like, "Whoa, wait, who is this guy? Was he okay with her going on the show?
Hmm.
Did they get back together when she got home? Like, what's the deal here?" We gave Jed a lot more shit, and like questioned him a lot more on the whole
Yeah,
relationship
so
thing.
true.
So, like, for her to just say that, and for them to be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we know, we heard that." Like, what? That was just it was such a weird watch for me. And for everyone to say that it was such crazy tea, it was just
Right.
odd.
No, so
I mean,
odd.
one thing I do believe, Allyshia said that Kat and Sean really did have a very close relationship. Apparently, they spent holidays together, and that Sean's mom was really happy that they were going on the show together
Hmm.
because they would have each other to like lean on. I
Yeah.
believe that. And maybe they, the show, they didn't make it as friends. Like it didn't work for them, you know?
Right. You can also like be friends with someone from like an area you grew up in, and then like sure, yeah, you're friends, your families know each other, but you're not necessarily besties. And yeah, in the pressure cooker of the show, maybe things change. Also, too, with this boyfriend, if she really did have a boyfriend and was totally going on the show like for career motives, then like the boyfriend would have had to have also been in on it. And this wouldn't have been a shock to him to be like, whoa, oh my God, Kat's like on this show. So a lot of this isn't really adding up.
Right. And like if you're going on the show with a
Right. Then they
boyfriend,
had the understanding that she was going to go and
right.
date other people. Therefore, her going and dating other people, there's actually no problem here, whether she's in that relationship or not.
Yeah, so the whole thing was just weird to me. I think I do think that Nick is a good interviewer usually. In this situation, I found it really odd that he had no other questions. Like
Yeah.
he was like that part, because I as a viewer had a million.
And I guess I'm just kind of like, why now? Why? Like,
Right.
it's convenient timing for all of this. And
Yes.
we've not seen Kat with a note on her arm once this whole
Well,
season.
okay. I
So,
That definitely waters down the whole thing. If it was the story on its own without the arm messaging, it
right, that
probably
she
would
just was
feel,
talking to someone. Okay.
sure, it would feel more realistic. The arm messaging just doesn't make sense because, like, one, what are you writing? Two, you mean to tell me she's writing messages on her arm and Dale in real time isn't like,
What's on
why
your
do you
arm,
have
babe?
like, hey baby, written on your bicep?
Right.
Like, that's weird.
And if they're messaging on the iPad, why does she need to send him messages on her arm that he's not going to see
So
for six
true.
months? Like, hey, babe, I sent you a really cute message today, but you won't see it
Check
until this
it.
summer. It's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Wait, can I tell you guys a really old fun fact though?
Sure.
When when Caitlin Bristow was promoting being the Bachelorette, and remember she was like talking to Nick before the
Yes.
show, and then Nick comes on the show.
Uh-huh.
She went on Jimmy Kimmel and she said, "Watch Jimmy Kimmel tonight. I'm going to be giving you messages that I'm thinking of you. I'm going to
Yes, I
touch my
do
lips."
remember that.
I have it's like an old post that I posted on my Instagram like forever ago, but I'll see if I can dig it up. But literally she's on Jimmy Kimmel and she in the middle of the interview just starts tapping her lips. And I just thought that was really funny because like it's not impossible to do,
Yeah, but
but
that
also
makes
Jimmy
sense because
Kimmel
it's a
was that
live
night.
show,
Yeah,
right? So then Nick would literally see it at that exact time. To
yeah,
do it on a show that's not airing for several months makes no sense.
right.
Because
Yes.
inevitably,
And
like, she would have, in theory, been back with this guy. So what? They're gonna watch it back together and watch her little signals? That's weird.
she's also around a million producers and
Yeah.
25 people on the cast. No one saw your arm.
I'm sure there are levels of it that are true, right? Like she might have been talking to this guy. I'm really curious to see how the finale plays out next week and how they exactly word everything because say this all the time. I feel like a literal broken record, but like two things can be true. She could have gone on for her redemption arc and for her career and also still really love Dale and want to be with Dale. Like that doesn't negate what they have. So they're all on there for their career. So like let's stop pretending.
I'll also share this, the deleted TikTok that I reported on last week.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was told from a source that that TikTok was actually about Jeremy, and it was deleted because it Kat didn't want it to look like it was about Dale, which it did look like it was about Dale. Hence why I thought it was
For
about Dale.
sure.
But it was not about Dale. It was about Jeremy being shady. So I'm leaning more and more towards the fact that Kat and Dale could still be together today, especially after tonight's episode, which
I
we
know.
should get into
Yeah,
because
let's get into it. They
a
seem to
lot
really
went
turn a
down.
corner. Yeah.
Really, like really, I all of a sudden I'm like, wow, one of the right up there with Justin Spencer.
Yeah, seriously. All right, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it. I have to address, I want to see if this is your first note, but
Okay.
all of a sudden we're going to put Hannah Brown in the
Thank you
intros.
so much. That is my first note.
Why? Like it's literally the second to last
Okay,
episode, and now we decide to put
I
her in the
couldn't
intros?
tell if I was crazy or
No.
not.
Nope.
Thank you so much for validating me. Yes, that is
I got
exactly
you.
my first note. And I don't understand why did these intros change every single week? I think they don't even really know what they want to be doing with them. It's so funny to watch, though.
But also, like, Hannah's been there the whole time. Why hasn't
Right.
she been in the intros the whole time? Also, like, Wells was in the intros. Has Wells been in the whole time? I'm not
I
quite
don't think he
sure.
has been, but he might have been in once or twice,
But
like
Hannah's
before they
never
get to
been. I
Jesse, but
feel
I've
like
never seen Hannah before. I don't know
yeah,
about Wells. You guys sound off. Let us know.
right.
But yes, that was my first note. And then all of a sudden we decide that this is a dating show again, and Hannah pulls all the girls for a chat.
The editor of this episode was probably like, whoa, Hannah gets like a whole 3 minutes of screen time. We should put her in the intros. So
I
he put her in
know.
the intros, and right off at the beginning of the episode, she pulls all the girls aside and asks them if they're ready for engagements. I agree. It is really funny. Now we're deciding
All
to
right,
do a
I'm
dating
just like
show
I
again.
forgot that that was a component still left in the show. I thought we were all now competing for $500,000 engagements. I didn't know engagements were like an option. Like, is Neil Lane going to show up with rings for all the losing people who don't win money?
Yes. I think it's well,
Okay.
we're finding out more and more that like they're going to either have to
I was
I don't
gonna say.
know,
Also,
choose
now they're kind of changing the rules where you're not actually competing for money; you're competing for love or money. And for some reason that we still don't understand, those things cannot happen at the same
at the
time.
same
And
time.
you can't just like say you're going for the money and then get back together once
Right.
you get off the show. I don't know how they really enforce that. The show
Right.
makes no sense.
It's giving Grant being unable to keep his songs up on Spotify and pursue a
Yes,
relationship with Juliana. I get it. I mean,
exactly.
you can't get engaged and win money. That's just
No, no,
crazy.
no, 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 no. Too
Also, no
crazy.
one's really addressed the fact that they've said up to $500,000. Like that could be $10,000. No one really, they've never said just
Oh.
500,000. So
Are you sure every single time they've said up to?
I'm pretty sure, but I don't
Okay.
know. Maybe
There's no
not.
way to know.
Like, what am I?
I don't know.
I'm just a
Well,
girl.
because that would be very different. Up to
It's
$500,000 could be
very different.
$1. So like,
It could be none.
right.
You could literally win and get $0.
Right. Right. The options are up to 500,000, but
Right.
zero is an option.
Yeah,
-5 is an option. So it's just stressful
it
and very
is.
confusing.
Let's talk about the girls' answers to Hannah's burning question.
Okay.
Do you want to get engaged? Kat was a straight up no. Like, nope. Been there, done that, which I found interesting.
Yeah, I found that interesting too, but I think it makes sense given that, she's already gotten engaged on this show once. It was kind of like when Becca Kufrin was so hesitant to like go back into the show. So I understand.
We're unspoiled, so we literally don't know. And I don't know how we've made it this far. Obviously, you hear rumors here and there, but like
Mhm.
we don't really know. I was shocked to hear Kat say like full blown no. I thought she would be open to it.
And maybe she'll change her mind because, right, like that was before her and Dale went to the next level in their relationship, which I really feel like
That
something
was
changed
before the
within
camping
them.
challenge.
Right. So,
So
like,
a lot has
maybe
changed.
that adjusted things for her.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then we have Bailey and Alex, who, in my opinion, seemed very into the idea of an engagement. Bailey, I'll give it to you. Alex, girl, I'm sorry. I think we're getting closer and closer to an Andrew and Alex engagement, and I think it's fucking crazy. I really do. I really do. Because we know, because Andrew told us himself
Mhm.
that he had already planned out his engagement to Teddy last
Yeah, but that was
time he was on
years
Paradise,
ago.
right? But it was before he even got to Paradise. He said, I was so caught up in the
Mhm.
idea of getting engaged on the show that I was like already falling in love with this girl before I met her. I think Andrew
Sure,
would have
that's
fallen in love
crazy.
with anyone, though. I really
Oh,
do.
see, I don't necessarily think that. I do think Alex and Andrew do make a cute match, and I think they kind of fit together well with their quirkiness and their like jokes, and they're both very childlike, and I think they even said that at one point on the show. They were saying it in a negative way. I'm saying it in a positive way. I think they're very
Yeah.
playful with each other, and that's cute. So I see it, and I don't think he's just with Alex just because she's there. However, like they don't really strike me as people who are in the phase of their life that are
No,
ready to get married. Like Alex is still pretty young, isn't she? Like 23.
I don't know. There's no way to know.
There's no way to know, but she's down there,
She's pretty young.
23 or something.
Yeah, and like I agree with you though. I do think like personality wise, like they are compatible. They make a cute
Yeah.
couple, but I don't think like that would be like you meeting a guy a week and a half ago, really liking him and having fun with him, and then being like, you know what? I'm gonna get engaged.
But isn't
Like,
that what all of this is
but
for
at
every
least like
couple on the show?
Jeremy and Bailey, Kat, Dale, Jess, and Spencer, at least they've like spent a little bit more quality time with their partners. Whereas I feel like Alex and Andrew were kind of like thrown together
Really?
because
In my mind, they've been together for so long, like
I don't
several
know
episodes.
why.
I also feel like Jeremy and Bailey, I don't know Bailey's exact age, but Jeremy's like a little bit older too, in his 30s. And I think Bailey gives off a more mature energy. So I see
Yeah.
them more in a phase of life where they could be interested in that versus
Yeah.
Jess and Spencer. I can't really tell how old they are.
Oh,
I feel
I
like
know.
Jess is young too.
So I Googled it after
Oh,
they had
okay.
that conversation about kids. So Jess and Spencer talk about their timeline. Spencer wants kids sooner than later. So then I was like curious because she said, I definitely want to start having kids by
Hmm.
30. And
Yeah.
he's like, that's way too late for me. So then I Googled their ages. And unless Google's wrong, Jess is 26 and Spencer's
Okay.
32.
Oh, I
So
didn't expect Spencer to be that old. I'm
yeah,
not
so
saying
they
that's
have
old.
a
I'm literally 32. I'm not saying that's old, but you know what I
no.
mean.
Yeah, but I can understand why he's like, I'm in my 30s, like I want to start having
Yeah.
kids. And she's like, I'm 26
26.
and I
She
want to
has
take
time.
my time.
I feel like we're kind of starting to see that relationship crumble in real time because I made a note at one point too that like I feel like Jess is so unnecessarily stressing out about like, oh, well, like I don't know if I want to move when my lease is up. I'm not going to be ready. And like, yes, they do need to be having those conversations, but like you still have a few more days of paradise. Also, when you guys leave together, I don't think you necessarily need to have it all mapped out for the next like few years of your life. Like leave together, spend more time together in the real world, figure it out. But she's like so crashing out over these details that are important details, but like it almost feels like she's like now finding reasons to kind of sabotage it. I feel like we're
Yeah.
watching it crumble.
But I don't think we're going to see it crumble on the show. I think it could potentially
No,
crumble
but
after.
shortly after, for sure.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, why is she so upset all the time? Like, this should all be good. Like, you guys will figure it out.
Yeah, even in this conversation with Hannah, she gets teary-eyed. She says, I
Yeah.
just like don't feel like I deserve it. I need to remind myself that this is like a good thing. And I think she's just getting really overwhelmed with the fact that she is maybe potentially found the guy she wants to be with and maybe isn't fully ready.
And that's hard. Consistent, mellow, super delicious. Those are some adjectives that I think of when I think about what I want in my gummies. And lucky for all of us, Lumi gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. So whether you guys are looking for an end of the day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or just help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi gummies has a strain that's right for you. If you guys know me, which I know you guys do, you know I am a terrible sleeper, horrible at sleeping. And I've tried so many different sleeping aids over the course of my life with very mixed results. And then I tried Lumi gummies, and honestly, I don't think I'll ever go back to any other type of sleep aid. Just one 5 milligram gummy an hour before bed absolutely knocks me out. I've been having the best sleeps recently, and I wake up super well rested and without any grogginess. So there's no concerns on that side either. Lumi gummies are available now nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's Lumi gummies, Gummies.com, and use code She's All Batch for 30% off your order. Again, that's lumigummies.com with code She's All Batch. lumigummies.com, code She's All Batch.
So we randomly go to like this cool dinner. This has never happened before on the show, but Jesse's like, you know what? We have some extra steak in the kitchen. We're going to whip up a dinner for all you guys. It's lovely. I have never related to someone more than Kat reacting to the bugs. It literally happened to me today. I was I was with my husband's family, and we were at like this beach thing, and we're outside eating, and there were like bees attacking us. And I am the only one. I am the only one like swatting the bees. I say to bugs, get a life. And I hit the bugs. Like, that's my thing. I say to them, I think I'm like being mean, but everyone just like goes about their dinner eating. No one reacts. And like, that was Kat. And I'm like, why isn't everyone else freaking out? This is disgusting.
It is a little disgusting. I mean, I'm not a big, like, afraid of bugs person. So I feel like I would not be, like, I'm the kind of person, if there's a cockroach over there, I can totally grab it, pick it up, and like throw it outside or throw it in the toilet or something.
Flying bugs, though, it's different. Flying at you, like, get a life
away.
But they don't stop.
I feel like I wouldn't react that way, but I didn't blame Kat at all for acting that way. Like, some people just like have that fear. I didn't really understand the point of this dinner. I literally wrote, why are we eating this dinner? Stop wasting my time. Like, they're eating steak, ... Cool. However, was it really just to plant the seeds that Kat's afraid of bugs for later on in the thing? Because that's, I feel like, the only plot point we got from witnessing that dinner.
We would have found out eventually, so I don't really get why they needed to plant that.
Right, we didn't need to establish that. But that was the only other purpose, to see them sitting there. Or to make me think that like Dale was getting annoyed with Kat because she was like being so swatty, and he was like, dude, you're gonna hit me in the face. But clearly they overcame a lot this episode, so I didn't really need to see that. That was 15 minutes that I could have done something else.
But nothing is more frustrating than being frustrated by bugs coming at your face while you're trying to like eat, and then having people around you not understand why you're frustrated. Because then I sensed this from her. Like, you feel like you're crazy because no one else is acting the same way as you are. But like, you're the weird ones. Why do you like bugs flying at you while you're eating? You're weird.
I don't think they like it. They're not like, yum, bug, get on my steak so I can like take a nice little bite.
Dude, I can't eat. Like, I had bees coming at me today. Like, get so many hobbies. Like, you, seriously.
Bees, at least I understand, because they can sting you and it hurts. Flies are just annoying.
It's all annoying. All of it.
Sure, I know, but bees are actually scary because I don't want to get stung.
Anything flying at my face, balls flying at my nose. There goes my social life. That was a Clueless reference. But yeah, and then we find out, Jesse comes out and says, hey guys, hope you're enjoying this like salmon and steak, but now we're gonna go glamping. But it wasn't this isn't glamping. Glamping is like when you're in like a fancy trail. He did call it a glamp site though.
And maybe he was trying to set the scene that they thought they were going to go to something like super luxurious, because obviously like all the things that were going wrong were supposed to be surprises to them. Like, they weren't supposed to realize that the producers had actually like put holes in their air mattresses and like put poop all over the ground, which how did they do that?
Jackie, do you not think they listened to a very old episode of ours where we came up with realistic bachelor dates? Because like, perfect.
True.
Put them on a camping date and then mess everything up and see how they really act. Like, truly get to know the real me. Put bugs around me while I'm eating, and you're not going to want to be around. Like, you're not going to propose to me.
Yeah, but then Kat and Dale were the ones who won.
Because I think Dale
they did handle it the worst. Kat handled that situation the worst. Like, if you were in a situation with your significant other and like you got like a flat tire or something, or like you needed to figure it out, I don't know if Kat would be the one to lean on in that moment. I do think Dale did a really good job of like wanting to make sure she was okay and taking care of her.
That's what I think it was.
Kat didn't do that.
Sure, but like, I am Kat, so I will defend her, because you also cannot lean on me in the flat tire situation, but I will be there in other ways to
Fair.
support. And I think they won because Dale, I don't know, was able to, like, I don't know. He's like, you sit down, put your feet up, and like she like had a drink and she's like, you make me calm. I just thought that moment was sweet. And you really do need a guy like that in that moment. I will say though, I don't think just because Dale said put your feet up this one time, that means that for eternity he will handle those situations that way. And I think on this
Right.
show, they make it seem like well, he showed up for me, so he's always going to be like that. Like, no, I mean, you're on the glamping challenge. I think there's a difference.
Right. Right. No, for sure.
Question.
Hmm.
I was trying to see when they were filming, like, was Jeremy and Bailey's campsite like 15 feet away from Jess and Spencer's? Like, could you see the other couples because they weren't
I
that
think
far away from each
so.
other? That's less stressful if you can see the other people in the distance too. It's not like scary. You're not in the woods by
Yeah, and you can
yourself.
see everyone else also struggling. So I think they probably shortly were able to realize, oh, this is not a glamping experience. Like it's supposed to be difficult, right? Because
Yeah.
otherwise, I think it would be more frustrating if you think everyone's having like a stunning glamping experience, drinking champagne in their tents, and you're sitting there like covered in poop. Which, where did they get all the poop to put all over these tents?
Jesse
He
Wells.
he just put it there. Okay,
No,
yeah,
maybe it was his.
right. Well, they said it was horse poop, but I guess there's no way to know.
Oh, Faith's horse.
Right. They just collected it for several days.
That's
All
why
right,
they
we
had
need to
everyone
not
eat steak. I'm just
talk
kidding. That's
about
disgusting.
I know. Do you think the
Um,
intention though was for them to stay overnight and then the monkeys literally got too crazy, or the plan was always for them to come back?
I have no clue.
Because that
I act
confused me.
that I was confused as well. I literally wrote down they don't have to sleep there. It was just a test. Okay, cool. Back to the resort. Like first, we're told that you're going to sleep there, then you're not
Right.
sleeping there anymore. I was like, were you lying, or are we
Well,
changing?
Jesse said a Costa Rican zoologist said the monkeys were like getting too close to them, but that could be possible.
And that would
They're in
test
like
the
the jungle.
relationships. Perfect. How
Yes,
will Kat
perfect.
handle
Let
the
the monkeys
monkeys?
out at them.
Right. No, I feel like they should have stayed, or this was always going to be. It's like kind of like a sorority hazing. Like
To
they
get
tell you
attacked by
you're
monkeys, though? Like,
no,
I don't
like when
think
they
they
say
were
like
planning
I
for
don't
that.
know. Haven't you heard the stories of them being like, "Oh, you're sleeping overnight in a cemetery to get the girls
Yeah.
scared," but then like you don't actually sleep over in the cemetery. That's just like supposed to test your trust in some way. Maybe that's what they were doing.
Yeah, but then just say that. Be like, okay, thanks for the challenge. Now go back to your hotels. I just
Just
thought the monkey
kidding.
thing was like a weird thing that I'm like, maybe that actually was real, that
Right.
they were
It's
planning to spend the night there, but then just like the conditions of the area that they picked, because we're in the middle of nowhere, just
There's
like
been a
was
lot
not
of
safe.
like issues with conditions in this area. I think we need to rethink this Costa
Thunderstorms there a
Rica. Yeah.
lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
like every day it's like, oh, we got to do this because of the rain, the wind, monkeys. Like, you know what? Mexico didn't have these issues. I think we should go back next year.
Yeah, it rained there sometimes though. No
N-
monkeys, but
Not to
maybe
this
they
level.
were
It's
lurking
literally like
around.
every episode it rains at least once. It's just a little
Yeah.
excessive. I don't think they thought that through. But we have a therapist spying on them the entire time
Hmm.
while they're setting up these campsites. And it's kind of
This
invasive.
made me, it's 100% invasive. This also made me mad because now we're once again back to subjective challenges where like they don't even know they're being watched and this random person hired by the show is just deciding
Yeah.
who wins based on vibes. And we just like are so late in the game. I don't think we can keep having competitions based on vibes now. That's not fair. Because then they can spin it however way they want it to be. Yeah.
No,
Like
I
we're
fully
competing for
agree.
money that feels illegal, actually, to have one lady be like, vibes were better with Kat and Dale. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
I actually thought that you may say that when I was watching it in real time. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
this
really?
random lady's just choosing the winner. Seems odd.
Did you think that it was important that like the relationship doctor lady called out the fact that Jeremy and Bailey have like very different preferences when it comes to like the way they like to vacation? Like Jeremy's like, yeah, I actually like to camp and I like to go sleep on the floor in Peru and like do like adventurous things. And Bailey's like immediately, no, I'd like to be in a hotel. Did you think that was like a real issue? Because they tried to play it off like, well, we don't need to have everything in common, but I feel like that's kind of a big one. for relationships, that like travel and like vacation wise, that you're like more or less kind of on the same page. Like I could never date someone who wants to go on like adventurous sporty vacations all the
Right.
time. Like
No,
my
I'm
mom
so
likes to
much
go
more
on
like
vacations
Bailey.
and like bike, and I like if my husband wanted to do that, we would never go anywhere together because I don't want to do that.
No, I need air conditioning at all
Yeah.
times and a pool and a hot tub. I don't want to be on a
Right.
floor in Peru. Like, why are you on the floor? Get a bed. Why, like, why do you have to be on the floor?
Well, I
Does that
don't know if
make,
he has to be.
but why is
But
he,
he's
why,
camping, no?
well, you would call it a floor? Wouldn't you call it the ground?
Yeah, I guess.
So what floor
Or
are you sleeping on, Jeremy? Get up.
who knows
Get
what
on
he
the
was being
couch.
adventurous, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Well, the therapist gives feedback. She says Leia and Jonathan, sorry.
Hmm.
Um, she feels that this would be romantic if Leia had her way, basically, which I think we all think that.
Yeah, sure. Wasn't this also giving, you know how on Listen to Your Heart, when the judges would always just magically know what was going on with the couples behind the scenes? They'd be like, ah, yes, in your song, it really seemed like you guys were like disconnected. Or with the strong couples, they'd be like, ah, yes, through your singing, we could tell you guys are in love. And that's kind of what this felt like, was that she was just briefed on what all the couples are actually doing behind the scenes. And she's like, ah, yes, from my observations, Leia likes Jonathan, but Jonathan doesn't like Leia back. And it's like, yeah, I wonder who told you that. The producer who's literally standing over there. Like, you're not actually observing these things and coming to these
Right.
realizations yourself.
Yeah. She's like, Bailey, I sense there was a recent betrayal between you
Right. No,
two.
exactly. Jeremy, did you call Susie
Yeah.
perchance? It's just
For
like,
when you guys were putting up that tent, I sensed there was some issues going
yeah,
on. Was there another woman?
right.
No,
Like,
I'm more shocked that you watch Listen to Your Heart. Are
oh,
you
I
one of
watched
like
all
three
of it.
people? Well, actually, that's more
It
up your
was the
alley.
pandemic. There was nothing else to watch. That's
I
the
know.
problem.
I know. It was
So you
really
didn't watch
bad.
it at all? It
Like
was
literally
horrible. Like
not at
literally the
all.
worst show I've ever watched. It made no sense too. Like talk about game shows and competition
That
shows
don't
that
make
make no
sense.
sense. Listen to Your Heart made less sense than this show we're watching right now, which is saying a lot.
Also, we shame everyone that comes on this show who wants a music career. So I think it's funny that they made a Bachelor themed show about wanting a music career.
Well, and also like they were singing, but they weren't judged on their singing. They were judged on their relationships. Yet you needed to like pick the you'd obviously like want to be with the best singer, but you had to be developing like the relationship you had off stage somehow was indicative of how well you were singing, which just factually makes no sense.
Right.
They'd be like, wow, you guys sing beautifully, but heard you're not connecting off stage. It's like, well, then what are we judging this on? Like, what are you talking about? Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. She also doesn't feel the chemistry with Alex and Andrew, which I mean, therapist lady, I agree. When they had their last kiss and then like they both wanted to kiss differently, I just feel like it is two kids trying to date.
But what about Andrew's boner from
Oh, I
after?
loved hearing about his boner. I mean, that was probably my favorite part of the whole episode. I love that she just
Yeah.
called it out.
Well, and it's just like that also confused me, like the boner aspect, and then the
You can
talking
have a
about their.
boner. Just because
I
you
know,
have
but
a
I
boner doesn't mean
no, what I mean is like she kind of called out that maybe they don't have like as much of a sexual relationship, and they both acted like so surprised and like kind of like taken aback by that. So then I started thinking, and this is why we need to see where everyone is sleeping at night, because some couples are
Mm.
sleeping together and some aren't, and we don't know the full story. So then I couldn't help but wonder, are Alex and Andrew like sleeping together, and that's why they thought like that was really weird of her to say, and that's why they were taken aback? Or were they embarrassed because they actually haven't crossed that line and she's kind of calling it out and calling them out? But then Andrew
Mm.
had his boner and talked about it so freely. Would you talk so freely about a boner with someone that you have yet to bone? I
I
don't
feel like
know.
I don't know if YouTube's going to be okay with the fact that we're saying boner this
Oh
many times.
no.
I'm going to keep it in, but like they're going
Guys,
to be pissed at us.
if we have to bleep things out,
No,
maybe
it's
we'll
too
bleep it out.
late. It's too late.
We'll bleep out the word bone.
Every
No?
time, boner, 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 boner. No,
No,
I'm
don't
not.
say that. Okay, well, we'll see. Let's see
It's
how
okay.
YouTube feels. Guys, I'm talking about a dog's bone.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. And then classic, she says Jess and Spencer have an emotional connection and also chemistry because she was tipped off by the
Ugh.
producers that Jess and Spencer are the Jaden Tanner of this season. But it's
Yes.
Kat and Dale who take away the golden prize because Dale put up with Kat's meltdown and proved that they can work together. I think they were surprised that they won. I was kind of
I was
surprised.
surprised that they won because they didn't work together. Like that, what they did was, like you said, Dale took care of Kat. I guess if that was the challenge, then
They're
sure.
like, we can't have Jess and Spencer win again. So
Right.
like so we need someone else. We later find out that Alex and Andrew are falling in love? Question mark?
Question mark for sure, because at first they're kind of dancing around like, oh, do we love each other? I don't know. He he he. And then I literally wrote down in my notes as they say falling in love. I'm like, oh, classic Bachelor cop out. They're gonna say they're falling in love to not actually say it. But they seemed to equate saying they're falling in love
To
with
love.
then being in love because they said I'm falling in love with you. Then they said I love you literally right after that.
Yeah, he kissed her and he was like, "You love me?" I actually thought that was really romantic.
No, they're cute. I like them together.
I thought that scene was romantic because it's clear they both wanted to say it, but they both were feeling out how the other one was feeling.
Yeah.
And then she was gonna say it, and then he like grabbed her hand and said it first. Like I thought that was super hot. Good job, Andrew.
Good
But
job, Andrew.
I just don't think that this is going the distance, is all I'm saying.
Okay, but can you answer my question about the bleep? Do you
Boner?
think they have done that? Because it didn't isn't that just something you're like acting so comfortable with someone to say that?
Not necessarily. You could do other stuff and be comfortable talking about a boner.
Okay.
Just my
Just
two
sound off in the
cents.
comments below. Let's
Sound
really
off
get
in the
YouTube
comments
mad at us.
below. When was the last time you saw a boner? Oh my God, we're totally gonna get taken down. This is
No,
not...
no, no, that's not what we want you to sound off on. Sound off on if you think you would speak so freely about
Eggplant.
with someone that you have not necessarily.
I will say
Do you think
yes.
YouTube will flag me just
I will. No,
mouthing the
they won't.
words?
No, I will say I'm gonna answer it. I fully would talk like that, even if I didn't sleep with someone. I
Okay.
love talking about that. Like eggplants are my
With
favorite.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
with someone that you're interested in eventually doing that with. I don't know. I feel like there's like a little bit of like shyness if you guys haven't crossed that line yet to speak so freely
No,
about
that's why I
that.
think they crossed the line. I don't think they finished the race, if you know what I'm saying. I think
No,
they
I
like
don't.
they did a couple of laps. I think she's
They
seen
crossed the
it.
line but didn't finish. Ah, okay. But
She's
they
taken a
haven't
few
finished the
laps.
race. I see.
Just
Okay.
my
Okay.
takeaway. I don't know. I'm not
I don't
Alex.
know. There's no way to know. And
Um,
that's why we need to see who's going in the
right.
hotel rooms together.
Exactly. So we find out that they have to vote a man out, and Keith is saying he wants to go home because camping made him miss his girls, and he's ready to go home and camp with them.
Can he just camp with them when he gets home naturally?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I guess someone said at one point, like, if he goes home like the next day, then he could make the camping trip that was already planned with his daughters. However, that was the
Well,
time he chose to stay. And then literally the next day, he's like, oh, gotta go home. I'm homesick again. And it's like, which one is it, Keith?
also, Keith, why is your family planning this camping trip without you? Can't they just plan it in 2 weeks when you'll definitely be
Right.
home? The show's
And I
almost
get it. It's
over.
hard to coordinate everyone's schedule
No,
sometimes. Like,
no.
I don't know how old his daughters are.
Certainly,
Maybe they
come
have to
on.
like
Go back to
go back to
school.
work or school or something.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. But surely there's a workaround here, like where they could camp another time.
I blame Keith's family more than anyone in this situation because, like, literally, why are you planning it while your dad is away if he so badly wants to go on the camping trip?
Right. Or like you guys could do another one. Maybe he'll miss this one, but once he's home, you guys could take him on a special camping trip.
Like, way to rub it in, like,
I
purposely
know.
schedule it while he's away. Rude.
So rude. But then he decided that that didn't matter anymore and he was
Yeah,
happy to
he's like,
stay.
screw
But then he
them.
changed his mind immediately after. I'm very confused with Keith. And then I'm also very confused with Kathy because I thought she was the most ride or die, like, yeah, we're in it for the money, baby. Let's go. But then she keeps saying, no, we should go home. I'm going to vote myself. Oh, yeah, our time has come.
I
But
think
then she'll
she's like,
flip again
yeah.
and be like, oh, no, the money. Let me try to say things to people to try to convince them to not vote for Keith. So, which one is it, Kathy?
I mean, she said that last week. It could just be time has passed and she's kind of getting tired of this
Maybe.
and wants Keith to go on that camping trip. It sounds like a lot of fun, you know.
I don't know if it does. That's not
I
for
know.
me, but
Well, no, not for me, but for Keith. And probably
Yeah.
Jeremy, who loves sleeping on floors.
Totally. We've told you guys already about Built, but in case you're new here, Built is where you can earn points on your monthly rent payments, and they also make it possible for you to get more outside the home as well. So if you guys are paying rent every single month without getting anything back in return, then you absolutely need to check out Built. It's a rewards program designed for renters who want to earn something for their largest monthly expense. You guys know I'm a New York City renter, and I actually use Built to pay my rent every single month, and I love it. It's great. I mean, you're going to be spending that money anyway, so why not get rewards for that money you were going to spend regardless? I mean, it's just a win-win situation. By paying rent through Built, you earn flexible points that can be redeemed towards hundreds of hotels and airlines, a future rent payment, your next Lyft ride, and more. Earn points on rent and around your neighborhood, wherever you call home, by going to joinbuilt.com/she'sallbatch. That's joinbilt.com/she'sallbatch. Make sure to use our URL so that they know we sent you.
They bring back the iPad voting, and they're not even trying to hide the fact that they're in the photos up now. Like it is
No.
right there, front and center. You would think after last week's episode where we call it out that they would edit around that, maybe zoom in closer so you can't see it, but it's right
Nope.
there, smack in the face, hearting it, putting it into the favorites app, and locking it in. There were so many people. I shared a clip of the episode on social media, and there were people were like, I wasn't sure if they developed like an app to vote people out. Like, what is it? Because when they double tap, there is a little bit of a
Yeah,
glitch
but
that
I think
happens.
that's added in after,
Sure.
like in
That's like
post, right? Like,
CGI. Yeah.
yes, right.
They're not, nothing happens. They're like double tap the picture
Right.
and nothing happens. And then they add in like a
Mhm.
little like warped light
Yes,
that
that's
comes on
exactly what's
screen.
happening. It's so stupid. But I guess for dramatic effect, sure. I liked the treasure chest. That was a nice touch.
I miss
They can
it.
just vote that way.
Crazy though, it's a tie vote. And Dale
Crazy.
is the one that has to break the tie. And really support Dale's decision here. The
Yeah.
fact that he's like, Jonathan was coming after my girl. It's either Jonathan or Keith. Goodbye, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I
It's also smart too because, and I think he said this when he was talking to one of the other guys, vote out Jonathan now because Keith's days are numbered, right? Like, even though he's saying he wants to stay now, he's changing his mind literally every single day. I
right.
think Dale
He's
kind
not
of knows in
winning.
2 days, Keith is going to be like, nope, got to go camping, actually. So you really then get like 2 for 1 in that
Right.
sense.
And I said this last week, guys, like you don't want to keep around your strongest competition. I don't know what these
Right.
people are doing. I think he made the better call between the two because I think Leia and Jonathan, I mean, they have won a challenge before. They are likable in the house. Jonathan was even saying, like, I'm playing into like the guy everyone likes. Like, I want to be
Hmm.
everyone's friend. It's hard to vote out a friend.
Yeah.
Keith and Kathy, they seem the easiest to get rid of. So
Hmm.
it's stupid to send them home. I think he made the right call
Yeah.
here.
Agreed.
The next day, we have a challenge called Sharp Opinions. I liked this
Yes.
challenge.
I liked it, but I didn't get the point other than just making people upset.
Here's the thing. Everyone left on the show is friends. You
Hmm.
gotta have to, we have to start ruffling some feathers here. And maybe challenges like this will get people mad at each other and then be more willing to vote each other off.
Yeah, but if that was the motivation, then they should have let everyone watch who they had to pick, because it's all anonymous. So people are just getting upset, but they don't know who actually stabbed them in the back.
I would be so upset in this challenge, to be honest. Like this
Yes,
would
it was a
break
very
me.
upsetting challenge. And it doesn't really, once again, go back to which couples are the strongest. I know they were kind of trying to tailor the prompts that way, but it really was just kind of like
No.
popularity contests amongst individuals. So once again, they don't really know what the point of this show is.
No, they don't.
No.
Did you remember any of the questions or did you write any
One
down?
was like most likely to cheat. One that I think both Alex and Andrew got this one that like their childlike or immature behavior
Yeah.
will eventually turn their partner off.
Agreed. I agree with everyone that said that about them.
Sure, but at least they're together. If they're both the ones that are going to have the immature
Sure.
behavior, then clearly they
Wait,
both don't mind. So whatever.
Jeremy won the cheating one, and he's like, I've never cheated in my life. And someone was like, well, that's just everyone's perception of you. They're not saying that you did cheat. We just think you would cheat. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm fine with that then.
Right. And it's like they do have strong evidence to think that you would maybe feel
Be
that
the
way,
one.
Jeremy, considering you literally went and called Susie the second Bailey went on a date and you got stressed out. So,
I do think there were a few questions like almost eerily tailored to the fact that like someone could have a significant other at home. Just
mm,
lining up with Ali Shia's interview, I was like, this is hitting a little too close to home. Like,
yeah.
who's most likely to be writing subliminal messages on their arm?
Yeah. Who's most likely to sneak in an iPad?
Yeah,
Except the ones that Kat got, she got what? It was like most insecure in a relationship, something along
I
those
don't
lines.
remember.
That was one of them, but I think she got more than one. I can't remember.
But who won this one? Alex and Andrew. But
Hmm.
like winning, what did winning mean? Like you got the least amount of bad things? Like what?
I guess.
The
Which
least
then,
amount of
as a
stabs?
result, means that they are the stronger couple because all of these stabs, yeah, were negative.
Okay, maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but I thought they were highest on the board, which would have meant they had the most stabs.
Maybe it is who got the most
There's
stabs.
no way.
In
It's
which
like
case, then this really makes no
then it
sense.
really is confusing, and we're not even trying to make sense. I don't think that's what it was,
Yeah.
but I was confused while watching that, but whatever. Oh, I wrote down a couple of the questions. Who has the biggest codependency issues? I remember Jess and
Oh,
Spencer got that.
yeah.
Trust issues, I think Kat may have gotten that. And then, oh, most likely talking to an ex. I thought that was interesting. If
And who got
that,
that one?
I don't
Jeremy?
remember. I mean, probably, but I don't remember. I thought that was interesting. If
Mm,
that guy, whoever this person is that Ali Shai is referring to, if it's Kat's ex, I thought that was just an interesting question given
yeah.
the timing.
Also, circling back to that, where is that guy? Like, why is he not coming forward?
So, great question.
Like, why is it Allyshia doing all the dirty work and this guy is nowhere to be found? It is nowhere to be posting, like, oh, yeah, I was messaging with Kat this whole time. Here are our texts. Like,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway.
I'm not buying it. Kat and Dale and Jess and Spencer, they make an alliance and they say, like, Kat and was like, I don't care who you vote for, we'll vote the same. Like, let's just be on the same page. And they seem to think they have Keith and Kathy. If they do have Keith and Kathy, they're golden. But it seems like
Mhm.
Keith and Kathy, no pun intended there, but it seems like Keith and Kathy are like the floater couple, and Bailey and Alex and their alliance, whichever way Keith and Kathy go is going to be who wins. Like they
Right.
need the tiebreaker.
But and didn't you think it was weird though with the Alex and Bailey alliance now? Because Alex is like, oh, of course, like obviously I'm never gonna vote against Bailey, except when Bailey literally was being made to look like a fool because her guy was talking about proposing to another woman. She didn't feel it was her place to talk to Bailey and tell her, and instead she felt that she was actually closer with Jeremy. Meanwhile, now she's like, oh, I can never vote against Bailey. And Jeremy, I guess that means you too. But like literally 2 days ago, Jeremy was her best friend, and that's why she couldn't tell Bailey like an actual real problem.
Yeah. I cannot wait for this reunion because I want to
Yeah.
hear all of them defend this.
But I just don't think they're going to do it well.
Well,
Like,
no,
do
I
you
don't
think
either.
today, like, that's the day Jesse Palmer is going to decide we actually need more than 4 minutes to get to the root of like certain issues?
No, I don't. I think we'll be disappointed. But according to Reality Steve, they're filming the reunion the day after the finale airs.
Okay.
So I think they want everyone to see everything. So then in the reunion, they can cover everything.
And do we know from Steve, is it like a full day of shooting, like Bravo style, or is it like a live in the sense that like they'll only go for a couple hours? Because
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's how Bravo gets so good reunions is like
Yeah.
they're there all day and that you have to like warm the people up and you really have to like get people talking and feeling like more open.
Yeah.
They never
No,
do that on the Bachelor ones.
I don't know if Steve would know the shooting schedule, but he did say something to me that it's going to air on YouTube, which I'm very confused about. And I'm not sure if like why or what if that's going
Yeah,
to
I
happen.
would think if anything it would air on like Hulu or Disney
Hulu.
Plus,
Right.
which those are two are combining by the way. So then it'll be one thing. That's kind of
Really?
crazy.
When?
Yeah. I don't know when it's officially happening, but they like announced that like last week or the week before.
I like Hulu so much better.
Well, you can still get all the same stuff from Hulu. It'll just be like under the umbrella of Disney Plus. But yeah, so that to me would make more sense to put the reunion there.
Yeah.
But like
Like
YouTube
what's
is so random. Why?
so random. But if you're watching the reunion, come on over and watch our recap after because we'll be right there.
Totally.
But so we wrap up this episode and dun da da da. We see the trailer for the finale and the epic scene that has gone missing has
Oh,
returned.
yes.
Sean and Allyshia are there and they call Kat out, and it wasn't a fake out. They just decided, what I think it was is like they used it in the beginning to tease it, get people excited. Then when Sean and Allyshia went home, they didn't air it in the trailer because it's confusing to people because they'd be like, wait,
Right.
it gives away the fact that they come back. That's why I
Yeah.
think they withheld it. Now they're showing it because there's only one episode left.
Right.
And what do you think? As someone who has been such a skeptic of
Hmm.
this, what do you think?
I think even a broken clock is right twice a day. Like, sure, one time they didn't do like
Right.
a terrible, sinister fake out and actually just showed us real footage to promote their season.
Yeah.
Like, do they
Good
want an award
job.
for being like honest and normal? Like, that's how you're normally supposed to do it. But I don't think we're crazy for thinking that this would be a totally either fake scene or edited out scene or something because they've done that before. We know they've done that. They do it all the time.
Right.
And I hate them for it.
But I'm here for it. I'm very excited to see this unfold. It from the trailer, it's Sean, Ali Shia, Kim, and Faith
Hmm.
randomly. I didn't like who else
They didn't
comes.
show Leslie and Gary walking in, but
Oh, but they're in
people
that
have called out that
scene.
Gary is in that scene. So I'm
I've
assuming they're coming back too.
I've seen them. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's hard to go off of what we see in the short clip because it could just be edited and like
Yeah.
where's Leia and Jonathan? Jonathan's coming
I'm
back.
sure they're coming back. I'm sure it's all the people that were there and coupled up once it started to become a game. Like, I don't think Susie's coming back or like anyone who was
No.
there prior, but anyone
Well,
who started this
no.
like $500,000 journey will come
Like I
back.
don't even think Jonathan and Leia like went home. I think they
No,
were just in
probably
a
not.
hotel. They're not going to fly everyone else across the country back to Costa Rica. Not
No.
across the country. I actually don't know like geography, but just like a long flight. They're not going to fly them
Yeah.
like
They're
an
not going to
international
fly them somewhere,
somewhere
period.
really far. They're not going to do that.
That scene does seem like it's going to live up to hype. It seems like it is going to be very dramatic. So we'll see. I don't, but what was your thought on them now being like, oh, but now it's for love or for money and you can't have both? Like, I'm very curious how the rules of this are actually going to land because nobody
I
knows what's going on.
We talked about this in like our first Paradise After Dark. How will they ensure that if you win the money that you cannot be in love? Like if Kat walks away with the money, who's stopping her from calling Dale and being with him? Like
Right.
I really am curious and I want to like take bets, guys. Like I am so it can't just be you got to walk away from your partner forever and that's how you get
I
the
think
money.
it might be.
I mean,
think
like,
they're
what
that
else could it
stupid
be?
that
They
like
are.
it might be.
I think so too. Because there's nothing else it could be. Like,
Right.
literally.
Because it's not like these people have been like faking these relationships the whole time. Like these are real relationships that these people intended on continuing. So like to add this twist so late in the game, I don't think really changes anything. Versus if they were to maybe bring it up in the beginning, then maybe we would have had more people like faking their coupling. I don't get why more people haven't been doing that. Like, I don't get why Jonathan didn't say, "Oh my God, I all of a sudden am feeling strong, loving feelings for Leia. So
Yeah.
don't vote us out. We're not platonic." Why wouldn't he do that to
Yeah.
win?
We said that last week. I don't know.
I know
He's
they're all
not.
too worried about like being like wholesome and doing things the right way. Even just the fact that they're like, no, we should keep all the strong couples, the real couples here. Why? If you were strategically trying to win, you would not do that.
I want to pay attention to how the finale and the reunion unfold because I want to see if Jonathan gets the Bachelor edit. Because I
I don't
know
think
we
he's
said
going to.
I know we said he lost his chance. I do think they can turn it around. Because the way he went home this episode, I was kind of like He's like, I don't want to friend zone people. I want to save it for the right one. I was
Right,
like,
because I'm so ready. And it's like, okay.
I
I
think
don't
they
want him
could
to be the
spin it.
Bachelor.
I
No,
know.
he's too thirsty.
Mel's like promo or like whatever it's called, like the promo image for Mel
Hmm.
Owens'
Yeah.
golden thing. It said his tagline is good things come to those who wait. And all the comments are like, we hate you. Like, isn't
Oh
this the
no.
isn't this the guy that like only wanted to date 50-year-old women? Like I actually also like we'll put the picture up on screen, but he they airbrushed him so much like he looks like a 40-year-old man. Like
Oh
he looks so young
no.
in the picture, which doesn't really help his cause either. But
Right.
I'm just so shocked that they did just brush it under the rug. I know we did report on the fact that in episode 1, thanks to Reality Steve,
Hmm.
we found out that he does address it. He apologizes. There's like a roast about him on the show. So they are going to acknowledge it. But just knowing that they're going with this despite everyone being so mad, I'm just so curious to see how that rolls out.
I'm not optimistic, I have to say. Like, even the fact that this was like the lowest ratings of Paradise ever this season, and then we're rolling into a season of Golden Bachelor
That
with
everyone already
with one that
hates.
everyone already hates and doesn't want to watch.
Yeah. How do you know that about the
So,
ratings, though? Are you just assuming?
no, I Googled it.
But what about the factor about like ratings are not the same anymore, though? Like you're not going to get 30 million people watching TV.
Well, so the ratings do count in streaming as well. But yeah, I mean, that's just, I think, the trajectory of the way TV is going. Right. Yeah. You're never going to get 30 million people watching TV like that anymore just because there's so many more options. It's literally at like 1 to 2 million viewers when like 2 years ago it was at like 4 million.
I don't know if I'm pulling this number out of my buttocks, but I'm pretty sure the Friends finale had 30 million, like the
That makes
final
sense.
episode.
Yeah.
It's
I can see
probably
that.
more.
Yeah. And some of those bigger like seasons and stuff, maybe in the early days, you could get up to like 10 million. I feel like 5 or 6 was pretty solid. It's like barely over one. And that's like bad.
But in its own competition on the network, it's one of the highest still. Like if you look at ABC compared to ABC, it's out of all ABC
Sure.
has to offer, it's one of the best. So that's why I think they
But
don't
shouldn't
care.
ABC be trying to compete with like NBC and CBS?
Maybe. I mean, I think they're trying to compete with Love Island and Survivor, if we're being honest. But I think they're like,
But that's like impossible. Like they're never going to get the same amount. Like on ABC, you're never going to get the same amount as Netflix, especially Netflix is international. But yeah, I'm just so curious, like the business behind it, because like I can't imagine they're still selling like good advertising slots for a show like Bachelor in Paradise now. I'm sure they're making some money,
no,
but
they're
it's like, don't you think
making
something could be
money.
better in that spot?
But I think, yeah, I think because they're like, well, we're not the worst on the network. So whatever. That's how I take it. And that's why I think they don't care about a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah.
they don't care that you hate Mel because it's
It,
still going
no,
to
it's
do
true.
better than the other stuff they have.
Actually, I think
So,
Dave said this to me when we were talking in Vegas. He was like, they make so much money on sports from ABC that like they actually don't care. They just need something to fill that slot until like the next NBA game.
love
That's
that.
pretty bleak.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yay.
well, let's take that energy into the finale, guys. Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for sticking around with us this whole season. I mean, we started Paradise After Dark for this season, so we hope that you've enjoyed it. Obviously, we'll be back next week for the finale and then the reunion as well. And it's just been fun. I hope
So
you guys liked
fun.
it. This is the dress I was gonna wear had I went to Vegas for Backstreet Boys.
Oh, yeah. RIP. But didn't you say you actually
Oh,
now got
yes.
more tickets?
Update.
How
Also,
many tickets have you purchased now to Backstreet Boys? Because isn't it like at least
two.
three?
N-
Well,
No,
I thought you got the original tickets and then weren't gonna go, but then you were going to get tickets again, but then
I
you
was
didn't.
yes. Okay. So I was heavily like a hawk looking at that
Yeah.
Ticketmaster, looking at the map. I was really, really wanting to go last minute and I didn't end up going.
Okay. Okay, so you
But
didn't buy those second
no, no,
tickets.
no. So we bought the original tickets. We sold them, as you guys
Hmm.
know. We lost each of me and my two friends, we each lost $150 because we lowered the price, not realizing that we could have probably raised the prices because they're selling out everything and the tickets are going for insane amounts of money. So Backstreet Boys extended their residency. So we bought tickets for February 15th. It's a little
Okay.
hard to be excited about a concert that is like 6 months away, but I'm
That will
excited to
be a
go.
fun time to go to Vegas though, because it's going to be such like cold, horrible weather
Yeah.
here. So you'll get like a nice sunny break. And then also my second question is, so then is the Wizard of Oz coming in and then Backstreet Boys
Yeah.
is coming back
Yeah.
after?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, just to
Interesting.
clarify, this I wasn't wearing this dress to the concert. I obviously had a white outfit
Hmm.
because I was coming upstairs to record and I said to my husband, I'm like, oh, this was the dress I was going to wear in Vegas. And he's like, weren't you supposed to have an all white outfit to
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys? I'm like, why do you know that, you weirdo? But yeah, I had an all white millennial themed outfit that is not this. This was going to be
Yeah.
just me going out to dinner in Vegas, but maybe
Well, now
I'll
you can
save it
still
for
wear it.
February. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
all right. Well, that's my Backstreet Boys update. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you. We'll see you later some other time. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you're listening, subscribe wherever you're listening. Give it 5 stars. Do all the things. Just be nice. And if you're watching, thumbs it up. Go comment below. Talk about eggplants
Comment below.
and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.
Woo! Good night, everybody.
Is that it, Jackie?
I think that's it.
Good night, bitches. Ooh, I'm like a sex phone operator all of a sudden. Just kidding, YouTube, I'm not.
I know I'm bleep that out, bleep that out.
Okay, bye.